Brian Cage, we hear the ever loud screaming entrance of one Street Bandit. Somebody you're certainly not a stranger to.
God, is that scream annoying.
Street Bandit, I guess, taking some exception to the fact that he has to take on the one and only Fabulous Jimmy for reasons that I think are going to become plain as he sachets his way to the ring. Jimmy with a new look here, a new attitude, a new persona, if you will.
Yeah, well, if Bandit, I mean, if anybody's going to be offended by the direction, the lifestyle choices of Jimmy Hinder, I'm not so sure it should be the guy in a gimp mask with handcuffs.
Yeah, fair point. Street Bandit doesn't go much of anywhere without those handcuffs. But I'll tell you what, Jimmy Hinder, as he was formerly known, former member of the Sadist Kingdom, apparently got tired of being in the image that Victor Crew wanted him to be in, that Mike Metal wanted him to be in. He looked in the mirror one day and decided, I want to be myself, and obviously he decided himself is pretty darn fabulous there, as we can see.
That's a pretty fabulous mask, if you ask me. It's a little shiny. I don't know quite where this is all coming from. Jimmy's been in CSW for a while, multiple-time tag team champion with the Sadist Kingdom. I don't know, maybe he was the beat-up guy for the Sadist Kingdom. They call themselves sadists, so they got to have somebody that they like to punish. Maybe Jimmy was the guy who liked being punished. I don't know.
What I'm really taken by is how the fans have immediately taken to him. I don't think Jimmy has ever heard any cheers from the crowd in his career here in CSW. He's just done a 100% turnaround in terms of popularity here. Crowd really responding to this new fabulous Jimmy. And Street Bandit, as you mentioned, with the use of that mask and the handcuffs, what have you, he's usually in the driver's seat as far as playing mind games with his opponent. And this will be one time he's on the receiving end of it, it looks like. He's already got under his skin, according to that interview we saw earlier. Well, the referee not exactly liking things either.
Speaking of the receiving end, it seems like Danny's going to be on the receiving end of a lot in this match.
Indeed, referee Danny Wright with his hands full. And the bell rings. You see Street Bandit already taking some offense to the preening and posing of one fabulous Jimmy. I mean, we've seen a lot of wrestlers like this over the years, you know, whether it's Adrian Street, whether it's Goldust, go all the way back to Gorgeous George. These guys always used it to their psychological advantage, too.
Oh, absolutely. It's something that, you know, when you have a rambunctious personality like that, you can really use it to get into somebody's head. And it's not just with guys like this. I mean, there are plenty of other examples in different facets in the wrestling business, but when you have a personality that is just out there and different from everybody else, it really can be in your benefit with playing mind games.
He's literally got Street Bandit a little tentative about even touching him, you know? And obviously, he's in the mind. He's in the head, so to speak. That was a poor choice of words there, but
I think
he's got Street Bandit thinking.
I think Bandit just really doesn't want that lipstick to rub off on his mask.
Not a good look for him, I don't think. We will see how Street Bandit handles this. Fabulous Jimmy moving in. And Street Bandit going right for the wrist. Perhaps he senses that Fabulous Jimmy has a limp wrist or something. I don't know. But he's working it over right now. Elbows to the arm. Let's see how Fabulous Jimmy makes his way out of this one. Bandit definitely on the offensive here, but there you go. Nice reversal here, looks like, by Fabulous Jimmy.
Not so limp-wristed after all, I guess.
Apparently not. As I was alluding to, you really can't underestimate this guy. He's playing it up in the outlandish factor, but that could just be a way to wait for his opponent to make a mistake and capitalize for sure.
Well, the one thing that Jimmy has going to his disadvantage right now, and this is where he really has to really use this psychological edge, is he is primarily been a tag team guy. He has been a member of the Sadist Kingdom for so long. I cannot tell you the last time I've seen Jimmy in the ring one-on-one.
But it does seem that being more himself, as he calls it, gives him a bit more added confidence, I would say. Well, swing to a step, if you will.
Whoa, looked like Jimmy pinched the derriere there of Street Bandit to get out of that wrist lock.
And again, getting inside the brain of Street Bandit. One of the advantages Street Bandit's always had is with that mask on, you really can't necessarily read a man's frustration or whatever he's feeling expressed on his face. But Fabulous Jimmy is actually breaking that barrier right now and obviously getting Street Bandit flustered. It's an unusual thing to see.
Well, it's a very awkward situation in there for Bandit. He's used to being the guy that gets in everybody's head.
Perhaps the go behind was not the wisest move to make on Fabulous Jimmy. And again, you see Street Bandit showing the frustration there.
And a "you go girl" from the crowd.
Whatever's going on here with Fabulous Jimmy, I think it's working. I mean,
well, it's like you said, the confidence factor. It's amazing what can happen when you drop all the facades and just start being yourself. And if this is really what Jimmy feels that he is as a person, then of course there's going to be a lot of confidence there. And there you see it.
Indeed, look at that. Trying to capitalize right away there, sweeping the leg, but doesn't quite get a 2 count. That may have woken Street Bandit up a little bit. He's got to realize that he's got to keep his mind focused on the match and not so much on the antics and posings and preenings of Fabulous Jimmy. And there you go. He goes right on the attack. Harsh elbows to the back of the head.
Well, all it takes is 3 seconds and you've lost the match. And when you got somebody in your head like that, that 3 seconds can come like lightning in a bottle.
Street Bandit asserting control here, and once again going to the posterior. And did you see how quickly Street Bandit let go of that offensive maneuver?
Well, I don't know if it's Jimmy just having fun or Jimmy noticing that he is in Bandit's head and using it to his advantage. Either way, it's really a smart move by Jimmy so far.
He's definitely got Street Bandit thrown. Bandit is the veteran here of the two. So any psychological advantage Fabulous Jimmy can take obviously evens the odds there for him. Street Bandit there, you see him fake out a test of strength into a headlock again.
A little bit of head games by himself, and that's what Bandit has to do. He's got to level that psychological playing field because, like you said, the experience factor, especially in these one-on-one situations, is going to go in Bandit's favor.
Big shoulder tackle and arm drag by Jimmy and into a body slam, and Fabulous Jimmy firmly in control. Nice drop kick right to the chest. Takes Street Bandit straight to his back.
That double stomp Mexican drop kick laying Bandit out.
Now coming in on a rear chin lock. You got to figure that mask is already limiting the oxygen.
Is Jimmy necking him?
Is he? Oh my goodness.
This may be the first time we see someone tap out to a hickey.
I'm not sure how he could nibble on the ear through that mask, so it must have been the neck. I don't know. Again, Jimmy just played to the cheers of the crowd and getting the advantage at the same time here. I'm not sure how Bandit's going to deal with this. At some point, he may get so angry, he may mess up and make a big mistake and lose this match. Look at him. He's completely flustered taking a seat in the crowd. And that crowd is not necessarily always friendly to Street Bandit.
Well, they're not really friendly to anybody, whether they love you or hate you. The Mossy Head faithful are really just a dangerous environment to be around.
At the moment, Fabulous Jimmy looking to be in his environment there. Just has Street Bandit wondering any way around this. Again, just tentative to even lock up here. Pulling him by the hair now. Going back to an old tried and true offensive method by Street Bandit. Big shot to the midsection of Fabulous Jimmy. Now Street Bandit back in charge and going to work here. You know, when it comes down to athletics, Street Bandit may have the advantage. Oh, nice neck breaker.
That's a very devastating neck breaker.
Look at him go in there. Just the brisk efficiency of athleticism and offensive maneuvers by Street Bandit. Once he gets his head in the game and gets over these antics of Fabulous Jimmy, he certainly shows his worth in the ring. And now what's he got? Is that those handcuffs again?
He is very, very crafty at finding ways to sneak those in and choke you, but I've been on the receiving end of that, and the referee just can't see it. He's gotten very good over the years at hiding. I'm pretty sure he had those handcuffs custom made to fit into the palms of his hand.
Probably. Big part of the repertoire, if you will, of Street Bandit. Now he goes back to elbows in the head. He's got Fabulous Jimmy somewhat incapacitated. Nice snap suplex by Street Bandit. Does he have him here? Only a 2 count. But Jimmy not exactly kicking out with force there, just kind of rolling out. He's got him winded and he's got him on the run, does Street Bandit.
One thing that Bandit always is able to do is once he gets on a roll, it is fast and furious. You don't expect it from someone like him, but it's just hit after hit after hit. He doesn't give you a chance to breathe and catch your breath and recuperate. He is on you like a dog on a raw steak.
Indeed, Bandit very much a wrestling breed there, using his athleticism once he gets the advantage. You know, another thing he noted in that interview that we saw earlier that still throws me, him talking about he has friends in high places watching his back, or however he put it. You have to wonder what's up. I mean, maybe the Fist is looking to recruit Street Bandit?
Oh, I think if the Fist was looking to get Street Bandit, they would have already made a move or made a coup at some point. But, I mean, that's really in their MO. They don't really hide things very well. They just come out and do them. Who knows, maybe he has some dungeon buddies that, you know, tied up at the moment, literally.
Oh my. Well, perhaps it's best we leave that to mystery and imagination for the time being. As Street Bandit continues to work over Fabulous Jimmy. And it looks like the tide has turned here. Perhaps this is where Jimmy has to work on his game a little bit, not just all, you know, pageantry and psychology, but when it comes down to exchanging holds and taking the shots here, Street Bandit looks to be a bit ahead of Fabulous Jimmy. Continues to work him over there with a sharp elbow right to the face. Look at that. Just snap leg drops. You were talking about that just non-stop flurry of offensive maneuvers by Street Bandit. Just about had him put away there.
Well, and Jimmy, like I said before, he's been a tag team specialist for a good chunk of his career. I mean, at this point, he would be looking to tag in his partner, but he is all on his own now. There's nobody in his corner, except for maybe the fans, and you can't really tag them in.
Very good point. I mean, it's a different level of conditioning when you go into singles competition. There's no break to take. There's no way out other than, you know, the 9 seconds you're allowed to run out of the ring, and even that's not guaranteed that the guy's not going to come after you out there. But Street Bandit firmly in control here on Fabulous Jimmy.
You really got to wonder how much priss and prompt that Jimmy has left in him at this point.
What's he setting up for here?
Oh, another neck breaker.
Oh, devastating. I think he might have just killed Fabulous Jimmy there. Jimmy dropping straight down, no movement at all.
Sent him straight to Broke Neck Mountain.
I think I saw him, a flashy chain of those cuffs once again, as if that neck breaker wasn't enough.
And again, I mean, we see him going for it, but Bandit's very coy about it. Making sure the referee's distracted, checking on the well-being of Jimmy, and
look at that, he threw it right out of the ring too while the referee was distracted. He has got that art of cheating down, that's for sure, does Street Bandit.
One of these days, we're going to have an official school and just go through replays of people. One of these days.
Street Bandit always staying a step ahead of both his opponent and the officials. Now Jimmy gets a break with an elbow, forearm combination from the corner. And another nice drop kick there by Fabulous Jimmy. He might be turning this around now.
He's got to get the offense back up.
That neck still smarting, obviously.
Oh, atomic.
Oh!
That could be it.
Jimmy showing resilience there, kicking out of that. What an incredible spinebuster combination there by Street Bandit.
I've
The
seen
chicken
that.
C's in bad shape.
No, this is going to be it.
DDT. Jimmy finds his way out of it. Nice reversal there. Not sure he caught all of that clothesline.
Oh.
Bandit rake to the eye. Nice jawbreaker. Oh! Just like that.
That is it. Good night, Jimmy.
Snaps that DDT with precision. Street Bandit picking up the victory. Not really a completely clean victory when you consider all the handcuff shenanigans, but nonetheless impressive with that DDT.
Look at this again. I mean,
Yes.
that sit-out spine buster, Jimmy able to just barely kick out of. Firing up, getting out of that DDT.
Street Bandit going for that DDT. Fabulous Jimmy able to shake it off. Tries to reverse it, tries to change the tide, but Street Bandit knows what he's looking for, and he just awaits his moment to snap him back into that DDT and plant him face first on the mat. Your winner is Street Bandit.